Hi, this is Ryan Bizey with Collecting Cosmos, back with my next mini episode where I look at action figures Hasbro has not made, but I feel they really need to be made. Today I'm going to look at the Force Awakens and Rogue One in the 6-inch Black series. Now I have kind of a criteria for this where I feel it should be main characters or troop builders or iconic characters from the movie. I don't need every single background character from the movie. To me, that's what 3 3/4 inches for. We don't need a $20 figure of every one of these. So to start off with, I want to look at a couple figures that have already been made that I originally had on my list. We've had a couple announced and a couple that have already come out. Originally, of course, I had Luke from the end of the movie, which we now have through the San Diego Comic-Con, as well as regular release. There's Princess Leia, or General Leia, which has already come out, and Maz Kanata has already come out. Resistance Rey from the end of the movie. She is coming out next year, as shown at San Diego Comic-Con. And Admiral Akbar, I kind of think this is pretty similar or the same as the Last Jedi 2-pack we're getting from Toys R Us with Admiral Akbar. So I won't include those because they're either already made or about to come out. So what else is there? With Force Awakens, we have Han Solo on the Starkiller base. Now, this would be a nice extra Han Solo to get. He's got the extra jacket and the scarf. It'd be nice to have. We could update with the gray hair. This would be a great way to use it. I'd still want a regular version with the gray hair that we've been told should be coming if they find a place for it, as Steve Evans put at San Diego Comic-Con this year. But it's Han Solo. We should have another one here, right? I also think a Snoke hologram figure would be good. We've already seen they've announced a Snoke figure for The Last Jedi. So obviously, using the same mold and doing a hologram see-through figure seems to be pretty easy. I'd hope it would come with the throne as well, because it seems fitting. A Leia from the end of the movie. She has that nice dress on. We've seen a Black Series 3 3/4 inch version of this figure, as well as the Han Solo Starkiller base one. So, you know, it's a main character. She's one of the main characters from way back in 77. Why not get this outfit in there as well? You know, looking at the rest, Lor San Tekka seems like a good one to go in there. He plays a pivotal role in the beginning of the movie. It's playing a well-known actor. I could see that getting in there. Obviously, it needs a 3 3/4 inch release as well. Beyond that, we look at maybe Unkar Plot. He obviously plays a big role in it. I could see him getting in there. It'd be interesting to get a 6-inch scale figure of him. And then it's like, what else do I look at? Well, I'm sure you could do maybe some of those other X-Wing pilots, maybe some of the aliens in Maz's Cantina. I don't find them as iconic as the Mos Eisley Cantina or as the Jabba's Palace aliens. But I don't really see any of them going for 6 inches. Maybe for 3 3/4 inch, yes, which we've gotten a few there. Maybe some of the citizens of Jakku, maybe some of the New Republic politicians that we see briefly. I don't know, but maybe not for 6-inch form, not for a $20 figure. So I thought, well, how about 9 Nub or Neon Nub, however you want to say it. He probably deserves a Return of the Jedi figure. Why not get the older version of him for Force Awakens as well? I could see this maybe being included and added in there. I think it would go well. Outside of that, you're looking at maybe some bigger figures like Buford, which is the big yellow droid that we see on the Resistance base. I think this needs a 3 3/4 inch release as well, but I'll get to that another day. A 6-inch figure might be interesting on this. I don't know if he's in it enough to really merit that. Since we're getting Beast now, with the Dubat coming up next year and everything, I think Tito and the Lugga Beast would be really good to get as well. I like the design of the Lugga Beast especially. And if you're going to have the Lugga Beast, you have to have Tito. He's a fairly small character. I could see this working. So I think that's basically what I see for Force Awakens. If you think of any other Force Awakens figures that you think should be made in 6-inch Black Series, comment here on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll mention them on the next podcast. Video in this case. Now, let's move on to Rogue One. We didn't get quite as many Rogue One figures in the Black Series as we did for Force Awakens. But at the same time, we got pretty much the main characters that we needed. And so it really comes down to what else is left. What else do we need? So I just kind of threw together some ideas here. So one that I think can be used is Galen Erso. Whether we get the kind of uniformed Galen Erso or a Galen Erso from the beginning of the movie, he plays a pretty big part in this movie. Yeah, we should have a Galen Erso figure in there somewhere. But outside him, how about Saw Gerrera? He has his own part to play in this movie. We've gotten a 3 3/4 inch figure. I'd love to see a very articulated 6-inch Black Series version of Saw Gerrera. That could be a great addition. But of course, there's somebody who's so overlooked in here. I don't know why he hasn't been released. That's Bodhi Rook. It seems like we barely got a 3 3/4 inch version of him. And yeah, the Disney Elite figures put out a Bodhi Rook right away. He plays a part throughout the entire movie. He's a part of the main cast. Why haven't we gotten a 6-inch figure of Bodhi Rook? I've got to believe there's one coming. Maybe at some point it'll come in a 2-pack with Bor Gullet. I don't know. That'd be interesting to get Bor Gullet in 6-inch form. I don't know quite how that would work, but maybe that's what they're waiting for. Who knows? Beyond that, I kind of looked at some of the Rebels that could be put out there, and Admiral Raddus would be great. I mean, he's a Mon Cal here. I would love to have another Mon Cal beyond Admiral Akbar. He was kind of fun in the movie. We've gotten a 3 3/4 inch figure. Let's get a 6-inch Admiral Raddus as well. General Merrick would also be good. Be cool to have that blue X-Wing outfit. Am I thinking of the right person? Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm not getting General Merrick and General Draven confused here. Yeah, Blue Leader, General Merrick, yeah. So, General Merrick, I'd like to see that. I think, he obviously gets killed in action in this movie. It'd be nice to maybe memorialize that. Yeah, I know that's not quite the right term. But to add that figure into our 6-inch collections. Mon Mothma, she's a big deal here. Obviously, I wanted her in Return of the Jedi 6-inch as well, but a 6-inch one from Rogue One would work. There's not a whole lot of difference. Obviously, it's played by a different actress than it was in Return of the Jedi, but I'd like to see her done here. It could be even considered a Rebels figure if you'd like. And beyond that, the Jedha Pilgrim, I really like the look of that. I know I don't like background characters, but the Jedha Pilgrim in the red outfit almost reminds you of a Royal Guard. It speaks to me. I like the outfit. I would like to see that in 6-inch form. I think it'd be cool to have. And Bail Organa. I know he's not wearing too much different than what we saw in Revenge of the Sith, but we haven't gotten Revenge of the Sith Bail Organa either. To get a Rogue One Bail Organa would be nice. He's not as pivotal, but he sets things in motion. He's kind of a major player here in the Star Wars universe. And beyond that, do we go for a General Draven? Maybe he's got that outfit that's kind of similar to a Hoth General's outfit. There's the Jedha Stormtrooper where they kind of look like sand troopers, but they have a bigger backpack. There could be 2 tubes, I suppose, but then we're getting into a lot of these secondary characters, background characters, and things like that. Do we really need them in 6-inch? I know some people out there would say yes. I don't know. I don't know if I would go that way. But that's basically all I see from these figures. Like I said, we've gotten a lot, especially Force Awakens. But we've got plenty of Rogue One figures in there, and most of the main characters in all their outfits we've gotten. So, is there anything else that you would add to this? Are there any Rogue One figures you say, no, this has to be made as a 6-inch Black Series or a Force Awakens figure the same way? Comment here on my YouTube video and let me know. Let me know that I missed it. Tell me. Maybe I'll look at it and go, oh yeah, duh. I feel really stupid. I should have added that in. And I will mention it on the next show. I'd love to hear from you. Always love getting my comments from all of you out there on these episodes as well as on all my reviews. So I really thank you for watching this video and going through this with me. I hope you enjoy it. I'm almost done with the 6-inch Black Series. Next week, I'd like to look at Clone Wars and Rebels 6-inch Black Series figures that should be made. Obviously, it's hard to make a distinction in some of these because we're looking animated. But if you have any suggestions, you can put those in the comments below as well. I'd love to hear that. And after that, I get to get the 3 3/4 inch figures, which is my favorite line of figures, and start going through a lot of that. So thank you so much for listening, and I guess watching, because you're watching this on YouTube. And until next time, yub nub.